Next up, we're going to have Tim Sherrill talk about the Bridge Preservation Construction Quality Working Group update. He's going to talk about, what that group is working on. What that group is working on also applies to the bridge deck preservation efforts. So, Tim.
Great. Thank you, Dick. And boy, it's hard to follow the deck preservation working group. Man, those guys are really doing a lot of work, and we're trying to catch up. So I won't be quite as thorough as Stephen. Very good, Stephen. Thank you. So Tim Sherrill, North Carolina. I participate on the construction quality working group, and let's see. I'll just get going on what I've got here. Let me put my glasses on so I can see what my slides say. Our chair is Fawad in Nebraska DOT, and Dick, you're the secretary of that group? That's right, that's what I thought. So those guys do a good job for us, and I try to participate as much as I can, and it really is a good group. It seems like when we first kind of put the group together, probably a couple years ago, we kind of floundered about a little bit. We weren't sure exactly what direction to take or what we should do. Quality kind of covers a lot of different things. Construction quality is results from a lot of different things, and we weren't quite sure where to go. But we knew we wanted to try to identify treatments that were difficult to construct with quality, as well as those that were a little bit easier, and figure out how do we get that done? How do we do that done? Is it through specifications, inspection, and again, it's really kind of all that. But again, we kind of really didn't have a good direction, but we kind of decided that, maybe we tie in with the deck preservation group and the working group and kind of the things that they do, because obviously that's one of the main things that you see on your bridge. People, the traveling public, they are very aware of the bridge deck, maybe not as so aware of other things. And so we decided we would start looking at deck treatments. And so probably, probably at least 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, we decided that the first thing we would do a deep dive on is polyester polymer concrete overlays. And Merritt Hansen with Quick Bond helped us with that. He jumped in and really kind of walked through specifications, kind of walked through particulars with construction and materials, and really kind of walked us through, helped us think about what are proper things to do. That includes the conditions of a bridge deck, evaluating it properly. What is it that you want to do at the end of your project? Do you want this overlay to last for 25 years? Are you going to be replacing the bridge in 10 years? Maybe you don't need something to last quite as long. So, it's an appropriate selection of the bridge and the overlay that goes with it, because you can have the best overlay, but if it's applied in the wrong place, then it's just not going to work. So again, conditions: how thick does the material need to be? How robust do you expect it to be? And then we started looking at specifications. What do you have in your specifications? Do you have any contractor qualifications? Do you have any requirements for technical representatives on the site? What equipment do you need to have? What are your expectations of what it should be doing, mixing, milling, placing? And of course, materials requirements, strengths, bond strength or elongation, whatever the case may be. Preparation of the deck. Are you milling it? Are you doing hydro for, obviously not for polyester, but what are you going to be doing for the bridge deck to properly prepare that? And then what are your on-site inspection and testing requirements that are there? And so, we probably had, probably 4 or 5 calls where, it was an extensive deep dive on this that Merritt kind of walked us through. And it was very good. We had a lot of participation. Dave Dobson with Oregon was very instrumental in helping us work through. The gentleman from Maryland, I can't remember his name. I know he's participated a good bit. and I've been on there as much as I can as well. And I think it's turned out very well. Probably might be a little bit hard to see this, but kind of the result of what we've been working through is Dave Dobson has put together a white paper. At least he's put together a draft of that, and this is sort of the front page of that. And again, he's gonna, the white paper will be working through all those things we talked about, selecting the bridge, selecting the materials of what you should be using. And like I said, he has put that together, I guess, maybe at the end of the year, and we're working through that, doing some review to try to get that done. After we kind of walked through the polyester overlays, Pat Martins joined in with us, and we did a similar deep dive on latex overlays with hydro demo. Again, the same kind of things, picking the correct application, the correct bridges, what do you do with materials, all that stuff. We walked through that as well. And Dick, in a similar fashion, has put together a white paper. At least he's working on it, on the initial draft for the white paper, providing some of that same type of guidance. I'm not sure we have a particular timetable set for either of these things, but I expect that those will probably be prepared here by, I don't know, I'm going to say in the next few, by the end of the year, probably at least. Yeah. So that's kind of where we've been. You know, we would love for anybody to join in with us on the Construction Quality Working Group. I guess we typically maybe have on a call half a dozen people at most, somewhere in that neighborhood. So we can always use more help and more input. But have any questions? I'll be glad to. And just by the way, there's going to be a session, is it tomorrow or is it later today? I can't remember, where we're going to have other working groups giving updates. And we'll be looking for you guys. If you have questions or suggestions or thoughts about what those working groups can do, that'll be your opportunity to really kind of pepper us with questions or suggestions. So, all right, thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, I would just add, because I'm involved in that working group pretty heavily, you know, one of the things that we talked about doing is those white papers are basically going to be linked to the bridge deck preservation guide, resource guide that the deck preservation group put together.
The preceding was produced by the National Center for Pavement Preservation. More information can be found on the web at pavementpreservation.org. Additional support provided by Michigan State University.